Anyone know what's going on 197?
It's picking up now. It's moving. I'm going to take 197 to 26, go through Sandy. I don't know when 84 is going to open again.
Oh, 84 is closed. This video is brought to you by Sutco Transportation. Sutco is hiring Class 1 drivers in British Columbia and Alberta. To apply, go to sutco.ca, use promo code QUADFAN, get $100 off your first, get an extra $100 on your first payday. I promise I won't deduct $100 from your payday. Good morning. No, it's actually afternoon. I am recording a video at 2:25 p.m. Apparently there's a little bit of traffic here. Didn't time that out very well, did I? There's some construction that we went through, and you have these big rushes of traffic. We are just south of, I believe it's Goldale, Washington, on Highway 97. Wide load, 10 feet wide. Beautiful, gorgeous day. My temperature currently says 42 degrees Celsius, but I know that's not accurate because the truck's been sitting here for half an hour, so the temperature under the hood is hotter. Before, when we had moving air, I was at 38 degrees Celsius, which is 100 Fahrenheit. It's pretty toasty here in Washington. Just says it's not that hot at home, but it is hot. But my AC works. Oops. I should not move that cord because I know how crackly the audio gets. I love the microphone, but it doesn't quite connect great. Maybe need to buy a higher end cable or something. As long as I don't move the cable, the audio is good. We're about to drop down into the Columbia Gorge, and I'll take you guys down a highway that I do not drive very often. My permit says to take this route, so I will. Because the next hour should be pretty epic in video. Brakes on, fan on. Martin made a comment about that. I turned the fan on. It's the loudest thing, the loudest noise this truck makes is the fan. Only due because of how much air the fan moves. Some of you guys are pretty observant and notice things like that. And reason why the fan all it does is cool the coolant radiator and the oil intercooler. It doesn't cool like the brakes or anything. Why do I turn the fan on when I go down a steep hill? When I turn onto or go down a steep hill, this is a 6-cylinder engine. Cummins, 500 horses. I put engine brakes on full, which turns all 6 of those cylinders into an air compressor. Right now, that engine is getting 0 fuel. We are burning absolutely not a bit of fuel. There's no explosions going on in that engine right now. All it is an air compressor. Turn the valves, close the valves when the pistons comes up. Really, that's why it's called engine brakes. It's braking the cylinders. It's all the horsepower being put into this engine. Here we go. Engine brakes off because it gets flat here a little bit, and then engine brakes back on. All the horsepower the truck's getting right now is all gravity. Gravity is pulling me down the hill, turning the wheels, turning the engine. Only put 4 cylinders on it to brake. We'll turn the fan off. Don't need quite that much power. But what happens is when I turn the fan on, the physical result of turning the fan on and spinning the fan, so there's the resistance of the belt and pulley on the engine, but also all that resistance of air robs horsepower from the engine, about 5 horsepower, and it slows the truck down because of that. Because it's robbing that horsepower from my rear axles, which are gravity fed. Does that make sense? Hope that makes sense. So turning the fan on slows me down because it steals horsepower from the gravity that's pulling me down the hill. Beautiful descent down into the valley here, but look how golden everything already looks. Remember how green this looked last time we came through? It's starting to die on us. The grass is all dying on us. Alright, Garmin, you want us to turn here, but I need to go. My permit says Highway 97. And Highway 14, and then Highway 197. And Highway 197 is, the bridge is under construction a lot of the time, but right now all those detour signs are covered except for this one. I'm just thinking that's a mistake. I'm going to ignore this. Hopefully that one sign's wrong because all the rest are covered. And I have never ever brought the big rig over this bridge before, so this will be new to me as well. So it's 17 miles to get to turn south and go across the border from Washington to Oregon. I was wondering if that minivan was going or not going. Risked it today morning. I'm like, do I shoot video leaving Penticton or do we save it for later? Did I say what time it is? 3:33 p.m. But the AC works in here. The bunk AC does not. So they did not fix the bunk heat. So as soon as I turn the engine off, I lose all AC. So I may be idling the truck a little more. I just came off my break and I idled it for that half hour. I turned the engine off. In about 5 minutes, I was just boiling. I'm like, okay, that's not going to work. Let's open the windows. And nope, that's not going to work either. It's way too hot. Right now, the temperature says 37.5 degrees Celsius. And I'm like, okay, close the windows up, turn the engine on. We're just going to idle. If I had bunk heat, I wouldn't have to idle. I'm actually a little surprised how golden everything is here. Even last week, everything was greener than this. Only took a couple days to turn green into gold. Mary Hill Museum. Beautiful day, other than it's just extremely hot. Beautiful day. I've seen a lot of blown out tires, especially Yakima area. It's just blown out tire after blown out tire after blown out tire. I was on I-82. It's like, hey guys, check your tires, make sure they're the same temperature and one's not overheating. Even then, like, I do that, but I've had blownouts as well, so I don't get them very often. Knock on wood. I'm searching for something wood in here. I don't know where any of that would be. There's a wooden back scratcher in here somewhere. So yeah, we're basically following the Columbia River right now. On a very hot, mostly clear day. Mount Hood in the background. It's hazy enough that Mount Hood blends right in. That's interesting. Last week Mount Hood stuck out like a sore thumb. Today, you barely see it. It's a huge mountain there and you don't see it. If you guys are watching on a big screen TV, you guys might actually see it there. It's behind the trees now. Switchbacks here, not tight switchbacks, but excuse me. It's the cold AC air switching, coming from the back of the bunk to the front where it's colder up here than in the back. Turn the AC down a bit already. Try to get myself a bit warmer so I don't end up coughing the whole time. Who am I kidding? I cough every video, don't I? Bit of a thump there as the computer decided to hit the brakes. Apparently, I was coming down around that corner a little too quick for the computer. Every now and then the computer does that. I'm like, yeah, that was a perfectly comfortable corner. There was no issues there, but the sensor somewhere said that I need to slow down. Honestly, it's rather annoying, but kind of get used to it. I've learned over time to drive in a different style to prevent the computer from kicking in. So maybe just the fact that the computer is there, I've become a smoother driver. So I remember when I first got this truck, that computer was kicking on all the time. I'm like, this piece of garbage. But I think I drive a lot smoother now. Prevent it ever from kicking on. So I learned something from Jess yesterday. I picked the truck up from the shop. Jess gave me a ride there and then followed me from where the shop to where I had the trailer parked at the card lock. She followed me so close that I was cursing at her going, "You're just as bad as all those other drivers tailgating me." So when we stopped, I asked her, "Park behind me and show me how close you were tailgating me." She parked behind me and I'm like, huh. It seems like the distance I would follow a big rig. I guess even I would follow a big rig too close. So I'm going to try to make an effort to follow a big rig at a comfortable speed, and then I'll try to double that distance. Because when she was following me, I'm like, I can see the car behind her really well, but not her. So if we double the distance of what's comfortable, that should be a good space to leave behind a big rig. So I guess when the other people are tailgating me, they're not actually tailgating me. It's just it feels to me like they're tailgating me. So maybe I should stop cursing at them because they just don't know better, because even I didn't know better. You have to leave a lot more room than you think.
Yeah, and to the Dalles.
Not understand what he's saying, but really cut in and out. So probably somebody on the other side of the highway. What a beautiful sight. Columbia River is just massive over here. Well, if you guys remembered Friday's video, we came out of Castlegar. We crossed the Columbia River there right after the scale. Well, the closed scale that I bypassed. That was the Columbia River, which was just it's a big river, but nothing like this. Dude, I don't know what he was doing, but he had a big sheet of paper, maybe a map. He had this in front of him. Huge map in front of him. I think probably a map or an atlas or something big. And he's driving with that big. It's like, dude, pull over for that. That's just as bad as being on your cell phone. Pull over. Lots of pullouts on this highway. So to be clear, we have driven on this highway many times. Just in 6 miles, turning south across the river. I've never done that before. With the big rig or with my personal vehicle, I've never crossed that bridge before. I've driven Highway 84 on the other side a couple of times as well. Not very often, but every once in a while. Yeah, Mount Hood over there, really just gorgeous. I think due to all the snow on top of it, it just blends right into the sky. So the goal is to get to Portland tonight, unload tomorrow morning at 7 a.m.
Get there first.
Get there first. Unload first thing tomorrow morning, hopefully get to Chehalis to load up there before 2 p.m. So hopefully unload doesn't take too long tomorrow morning. And then once I'm loaded at Chehalis, so that would be head up to Chilliwack, deliver the Chilliwack first thing in the morning on Wednesday. It's a two-parter unload, so unloading part of the load in Chilliwack and the other half of the load in Soyuz. So that would bring me to the middle of Wednesday, hopefully if all goes to plan. And then I'm guessing they'd have me run empty back to the Kootenai from there and pick up a load to deliver on Tuesday because I've requested Friday off if all goes to plan. Hopefully that's what happens this week. I've got family visiting for the weekend. And my niece is going to stay at our place for the week. So Jess will not be with us, well, this week obviously, because my niece is coming over in the middle of the week. Picking her up at the airport, I believe. My sister, Jess is picking up my niece at the airport, I think. And it's also her birthday on Thursday, Sweet 16. So Jess is going to take her to Service BC and let her write her learner's test the day after her birthday. That'll be exciting. My niece is like incredibly book smart. Not too mechanically, not her forte, so she said she was struggling a bit with the mechanical stuff of the driver test and stuff, which is good. You know, she's learning. She's been doing practice tests and stuff like that. It's like, we all have our different strengths and weaknesses. She's absolutely brilliant in some things. Smarter than I am. Means no just this week, no just next week, and that brings us to our vacation. So I guess Jess won't be with us until after vacation. It's 3 or 4 weeks there'll be no Jess. Just me. But you guys are used to that. She says after vacation she wants to come with a little more than she has been the last 2 months or so. Come along with a little more. Maybe a ride along for 2 weeks, stay home 1 week. A shot. Yep, I see a lot of people on that road going down that way, so let's cross the Columbia. Trucks over 12, 10, 5 pass lanes left. Okay, that's just the bridges or the tunnels ahead of us on 14. No worries there. What? Highway 14 closed to trucks over. So I couldn't even take 14 if I wanted to because I'm overweight. For some reason there's a weight limit on 14 right now. I've never seen that before. Okay, we're on Highway 197 now. We've got ourselves a traffic jam. People are doing U-turns. Why are people doing U-turns? feel like the only reason we're moving forward is because people are doing U-turns. Anyone know what's going on 197?
It's picking up now. It's moving. I'm going to take 197 to 26, go through Sandy. I don't know when 84 is going to open again.
Oh, 84 is closed.
7 a.m., driver. I was going to take 14, but I guess there's a f***ing low bridge down there somewhere. It says only 12-foot trucks and under could go through there. Yeah. I just heard somebody saying 84 is open in both directions now. You said I-84 westbound's open? That's what I just heard somebody say. It's open in both directions now. I doubt that is open. It's been closed since 7:30. I mean, might be worth the risk though. I'm sitting here on 197. Got like a minute left of my 30-minute break. Yeah, I pulled in right now. I just pulled out of that store where you're sitting there. But that was backed up really, really bad right there for a long way. So I sat there for about an hour and a half. So it's a lot. It's been cleared out a lot now. 10-4.
Yeah, thank you, driver. I've got a permit. I got to stick to that route either way. If it's open or closed, I guess I'll just wait it out. Guess I'll be doing some editing there. So I-84 has been closed since 7 a.m. Well, if it's open now, I guess I'm here at just the right time. Westbound is open. So a lot of people do have their radios on. You just have to speak up and ask, and all of a sudden information flows. Columbia River. Oh, it's the locks right there beside us. I've seen those locks before. Gates are closed right now, so it must mean the water is up. They're pretty tall locks. Sure let me a lot of water through. All the white birds in the, not all, but all the bigger white birds in the water, the ones on the left hand side there, they're all pelicans. There's some seagulls flying around, but most of them sitting in the water, just pelicans. Little island here in the center is filled with pelicans. Pretty cool. Welcome to the Dalles. There's a Dalles.
Take the exit on the right to I-80 Northwest toward Portland.
Leave a space for him, because if we don't let people through, they'll be sitting here forever. Alright, hammer down. I-84. some of those picnic tables are sitting in water. So they're letting a lot of water through, flooding the river a little on this side. I think that's just to prevent flooding on the other side. I think they do a pretty good job controlling the Columbia River in water heights, draining enough of it in kind of, last month or two. I've been talking about how low Lake Roosevelt has been, but that's probably all in anticipation of the floodwaters coming in, filling the lake right back up. Spookies. Pizza, burgers, sandwiches, and salads. The sign makes me want to go eat at Spookies. There's big rigs parked all over the side roads. They're all probably taking their 10 hours off if they've been parked here since 7 a.m. This town probably has no big rig parking available anywhere. Sure, a different highway on this side of the gorge compared to Highway 14, where you're that narrow, winding highway on the other side. I love Highway 14 though. a little bit of farmland on this side. See, we get onto an interstate. I run out of things to say. I don't know this side of the highway well either, so I don't know what's around us that'd be cool. But I do notice Highway 30 beside us. That must be the original highway. It looks a lot like Highway 14 does on the other side. Curvy, narrow little highway. So if we take an RV through here, we're taking Highway 30. Speed limit 60 miles per hour here for big rigs, right? Sure, that's a sign I've been seeing, 60 miles per hour. Okay. Just figured I wanted to clarify it, make sure I'm not going below the speed limit. I mean, on the weekend, I was on my motorcycle. There was a bonus video where I shot for members maybe 2 weeks ago for you guys now. And I had the helmet camera completely the wrong angle, completely useless video. But luckily the camera I had on the bike itself had good enough video to use, make the video still usable. Until that camera died on the motorcycle, but it was what it was, right? Can't be helped. With me possibly not working on Friday, I'm gonna have to think about shooting a bonus video and an extra video. Well, I have extra videos shot in the past, so least a bonus video. I gotta shoot a bonus video early. That I have to do for sure. That park rest area is full of big rigs. I guess it's a park and a rest area. Rest area up top, and then down here there's an RV park. Island of the Dead across in the river. Interesting fact about Island of the Dead. That used to be a native graveyard, and when the Columbia River got dammed off, they had to move that graveyard, so they relocated all the graves. And there's only one grave left on that island, and that is of entrepreneur settler way back in the day that was very good friends with the native peoples, and he was buried with the native peoples. So his grave is the only one left there on that island. At least that's the way the story is told. Traffic ahead, expect delays, a bunch of wide loads near pulled over. Empty wide loads, but they're still wide loads. Columbia River looks like a lake here, doesn't it? It's huge. Celsius. It's over 100 Fahrenheit along the Washington-Oregon border. Oh wow. Highway 14 is just a complete traffic jam, bumper to bumper. Vehicles just parked on the other side. There's something going on over there as well. There's a bunch of big rigs in there. I thought there was a weight limit. Maybe I misread the sign. But it said trucks detour this way, so I'm a little confused by that. Unless those guys are all empty trucks. But there's a lot of trucks for them all to be empty trucks. Looks like eastbound is traveling like normal, but westbound is just a complete parking lot. Looks like the train gets a tunnel here. So I knew I was going to be driving into the sun on today's video. So I put ND filter on it. Leaf 27. It's the first time I've used the ND filter. That's not true. The bonus video on the motorcycle had an ND filter on it, but that was a complete fail shoot. But I'm interested to see if anyone notices the video quality, if the frame rate will definitely be altered and stuff like that. So people say with ND filter they get better video. There's a lot of people pulled over on the shoulder here. It being a wide load, that's super sketchy. Rest area is closed, no trucks, but of course if the road's closed, there's trucks parked everywhere. Hood River Bridge there in the background, also completely full of traffic. It's bumper to bumper on that bridge. Interesting. Anyway, I guess we've done our hour though. It's been an interesting hour for sure. Looks like we missed most of the really interesting stuff, which is good news. Really good news. I'm glad I took my half hour off when I did. See, same with here. Big rigs just parked everywhere. All the shoulders everywhere, there's big rigs parked. Anyway, I am out of here. Really appreciate all your support. I see there's some new members that jumped on board. Also, I'm so happy, so pleased that a few members have actually downgraded their donation, that you guys all feel comfortable doing that. I appreciate that so much. I never want anyone to feel pressure to keep donating. Donating whatever, however you much want, or not at all. The best thing you guys can do for me, you guys already did because you watched to the end of the video, and watch time is the best way to donating for me. But if you guys want to hit the join button down below, feel free to do that. I don't do a lot of perks, but if you do the $4.90, if you donate $4.99 a month or higher, I'll send you a sticker with my truck on it. Basically my avatar. If you provide your email address. And also a reminder that if you guys hit the join button, remember, it'll take 2 weeks, at least 2 weeks, for your name to show up in the credits. So if you're in the credits your color is wrong or your name hasn't shown up yet, remember this video was shot exactly 2 weeks ago Monday. So today's Monday the 27th. So yeah, thank you guys for your support. Thank you for watching. I always look forward to reading all of your comments. It's been a lot of fun. I like that more and more of you guys are commenting, so that's pretty cool. I'm out of here. You guys rock.